Good morning. Welcome to Sites Family Farms. Today we're going to continue our series on leading up to our last frost date. This is 8 weeks before the last frost. It's a pretty short video, but there's a lot that can still be done this week. First thing to be doing is checking on the plants that we put in the ground from fall. We started our garlic in, I believe, October. It could have been late September, and that's starting to poke through the mulch. So now we can start pulling a little bit of that mulch away, still keeping it around there because it is an insulative barrier and we're getting temperatures down in the 20s. But just checking to make sure everything is okay. Rosemary, we can start transitioning back outside. We pull ours out of the garden every year, just so we don't have to buy a new plant every year. It won't survive, especially in a raised bed. But we're getting that outside. And this is a good time where you can get some extra fertilizer in there. Just trying to get things ready for spring, bringing it in at night, leaving it out in the sun for a couple of hours. Asparagus crowns can go in the garden now. Traditionally what you would do is dig a 12-inch trench. As long as you want the plants to be, you space them about 12 to 18 inches apart. Once you dig the trench, you would put in any kind of soil amendments that you think you'll need, put the crowns, and then cover over, and 2 to 3 years later you would have asparagus that you can eat. They say in 2 years you can get a couple of spears, but you really need to let all that energy kind of go through. With the Ruth Stout method, or in our case the modified Ruth Stout method that we've spoken about in previous videos, you move the mulch back, you lay the crowns on the soil, and put mulch over top of it. That's it. If you do have existing asparagus plants, this is a good time to go out and fertilize them if they need anything. Check to make sure they've made it through winter. You'll start to see just little bits of sprout, little bits coming up. Don't mess with them, but just making sure that everything's still alive. Another plant that can go in the garden, or honestly come out of the garden now depending on your cycle, is horseradish. If your soil is workable right now, which ours is, it's close to, but not quite there, you can put horseradish into the garden right now, or if you've allowed it to overwinter, it will lose some of that heat, but it picks up a really nice sweetness. We can pull it from the garden this time of year. A lot of times people will have horseradish with Easter dinner, so it's just right around this time. We are starting horseradish from seed this year. We had to go overseas for a seed supplier, but I'm not sure of the success rate yet. It didn't germinate the way we normally germinate our seeds, so it's still up in the air, but I will keep you guys posted on that one. It's something I'll need to get in the garden pretty quickly. Another item that we're starting the seeds on, we've spoken about. We've already germinated our peppers, but we are starting to get them into pots now that they're germinated. Our onions are doing quite well. They're not ready to go outside or even for their first trim yet, but they are doing well. And our asparagus plants are about that tall. We started them from seed back in January. And we're looking forward to seeing how that goes. We do have some crowns that we're going to put in as a backup plan, but we'll try to see what we can do. We harvested some seeds from a local friend last year, and we'd like to see how they turn out. But that's all I've got for this week. This is 8 weeks before your last frost. Thanks.